Come on in, come on in, come on in. Welcome. We're back. We got another breakdown I'm going to place on you gentlemen today. I'm going to talk about the jealous Jezebel. One's going to ask, well, what's a jealous Jezebel? To get the story of who Jezebel is in the Hebrew Bible, I think in the book of Kings, the Jezebel was the daughter of uh, I think one of the kings of Israel. She pretty much was trying to form a cult to worship Baal. She was a feminist, anarchist, no morals, sexually deviant, sexually liberated, as you see today. She was the embodiment of what we deem as undesirable women in today's time. The whorish woman, the uh, savage woman who eats men for lunch. But the jealous Jezebel, this is why women are to be held to a higher standard in most cases than men should be, because we innately have a sense of morality from a foundational level. We do. The thing is, when we go through life, it's certain things that happen and that you do that you get away with. And if you get away with too much in life, you're not going to look at reality the same as someone who doesn't get away with a lot. When you look at the female dynamic between men and women, women are told yes majority of their lives, especially if they're beautiful. Pretty privilege is a thing. If they have a certain asset, feature, a look, they're going to live a life that most won't be able to relate to, in a sense, because as a man, if you do one thing wrong, you're going to get disciplined. If you have the father in the household, as you should, you're going to be disciplined. In most cases, men discipline their daughters different than what they would discipline their sons. This plays a role in the upbringing and the logical development of the two genders. A man who's disciplined, he's going to understand that his actions have consequences. He's going to understand that he cannot roam freely without some type of reprimand or disciplinary action taking place if the action that he does is negative. You do have positive consequences, but those are nothing that is not something that we would deem as something to elaborate on, if you will. But let's look at the woman. The woman does things and she gets away. She gets a pass. She gets an excuse if she was to do something. Or she's just coming on her cycle. A lot of these attitudes and mood swings and disrespect, a lot of the time the women will blame it on their cycle, that they're handling you a certain way or talking to you a certain way, which is still unacceptable. So let's move forward. The Jezebel goes through life and develops a sense of bitterness because on one hand, she wants the discipline and the structure that comes with having a firm man in her life. And on the other hand, she takes revenge out on those who may represent her father, or she will take her actions out on men because of what her father did or did not do. This is the base of daddy issues. See, the jealous Jezebel, she's going to run through a lot of friends. Because she's going to be trying to find her identity. You see if you notice, hoes and mess go together like peanut butter and jelly. In most cases, you're going to see a hoe and mess because hoes are messy, where you get the term she's a messy hoe. Those are one and the same. In most cases, you have the professional hoes. You have the hoes that understand the game and they do it on the low. They are very strategic in their hoeing. So a lot of them get away scot-free. This is why you hear a lot of women say hoes are winning. When you see these platforms and you see women with this rhetoric take into consideration why they say this. This is because they know the real woman that the man does not know. I'll say that again. They know the real her. You don't. Women do whole things in a lot of cases in groups, in packs. They have to have someone in the know for insurance, just in case this hoeing goes wrong. Let's ask a lot of these women who've come up murdered, kidnapped, etc. So for safety precautions, a hoe has to keep a insurance policy to make sure if something was to happen, someone knows her whereabouts and knows what was going on. This is why you see women say hoes are winning, because they see these hoes that are hoes on the low get married. They see these hoes do what they do in private because they know, because they were present, but the man doesn't know. The world doesn't know about their whole history. So this is why we respond in the manner that we do and say, well, hoes are not winning. In some cases they are. In a lot of cases they are. You look at these men on not birth control, but child support. These women are hooking these men left and right, divorcing these men left and right to go and explore their sexual appetites. They're winning. In that regard, they are winning. But the jealous Jezebel, she has a very contagious spirit. If you have a woman, this is why you must know her friends. I do have a video, I believe, talking about a woman and her friends. Her friends are pretty much a sum. She's a sum of her friends. So if you are looking to date a woman seriously, you need to know who she hangs and who she runs with and what they do in their leisure time, what they do when they're not with their men, if they have men. That's another thing we'll look at too. The Jezebel is a serial dater. She constantly goes in and out relationships because women feel they have bucked the system. Women feel that, well, if I have 4 to 5 boyfriends in a year and a half, 2 years, technically I'm not a hoe because I can have sex with my boyfriend. That's okay. So women are having these boyfriends, but they're using the boyfriend as a mask to have the type of sex they want. They want it unprotected. You know, it is my belief that a woman hates rubber dick. 98, 99, 100% of women, they hate rubber dick. This is why I did the video about you bonding to your woman. If you don't bond with her, it is going to be temporary. If you do not bond with her, it will be temporary, and it will be more so a reason why you have not made the bond with her and made her your wife. It can be you, her, or both. But this is why rubber dick doesn't. It can only. It's kind of like if you've seen the movie Twilight. They didn't want to feed on humans, so they fed on animals. But it did not quench that thirst. They needed their primal prey of choice, which was human beings. So the Jezebel, who's in and out of relationships, she corrupts other women's spirit to operate in the same fashion. This is why you see these waves and movements pick up like they do. The slut walk. Amber Rose got men and women, a couple thousand, walking together talking about slut shaming. It's very ignorant. And you saw men buying into it. Her boyfriend at the time, 21 Savage, you saw him painting on his chest or his shirt, I'm a slut. No, you're a slut maker. But this is what we do. We try to appease these delusional ideologies just to kind of keep the space safe so I can get some pussy. Yeah, I support you. Yeah, baby. You can post like that on Facebook and Instagram. Yeah, you can show your ass cheeks with no draws. And yeah, I see these chicks married. They're going to make sure they show that print. They're going to make sure they show the yoga pants hugging their crotch. So what she does is she overinflates the experience she has being a hoe to her friends that may be dealing with a man of value, that may be dealing with a man who's on his way to becoming something. They will corrupt their minds, and the women will feed into it, and their energy comes in, and it's only a matter of time before she's taken over. Because hoes cannot be hoes by themselves. Because to be a hoe ultimately is to be miserable. And we know women do not want to be miserable alone. So they try to recruit. The jealous Jezebel sees her friends dealing with men who actually care about them and who appreciate them, and they tend to corrupt. They tend to try to gauge the level of love the man has. Well, is he doing this for you? Is he doing that? And well, when are y'all going to do this? And the woman, which is your chick, she cannot answer that question, when she should not even be having the conversation anyway. But these are the things that take place in these streets. The jealous Jezebel is very disrespectful. She has no respect for men. She has no respect for authority. She believes the world revolves around her. You can find the jealous Jezebel constantly at the center of attention. Constantly fighting to gain attention and to drive attention from something else to herself. Especially if men are involved. If she's the least picked, the least attractive in the quote unquote group, she's going to find a way to get an advantage in the competition. She's going to come with the bag talk. Well, baby, I got the money, baby. I can go here. I can go to Tulum. I can go to Quintana Roo and Cancun and all of this. And now that your girl is coming to you talking about, well, we need to go here. We need to go over here. No, you want to do that to show that your friends that you're living the same lifestyle that they are. She's trying to change you into the man that her friends may have or may have dealt with or want. Because there's always one or two. You'll have maybe, let's say a pack of 5 or 6. 4 may be in relationships. One is shaky, but then you have another one that is the unadulterated hoe. A lot of women always have a hoe friend because secretly they want to live vicariously through that hoe. That hoe lives a life that is very risque, and we know women love the adrenaline rush. This is why they love to cheat. This is why they love to sneaky link. It is an adrenaline rush of dopamine that makes them feel the dirtiest. You see these stories of the woman sleeping with the best friend, the dad, her friend's husband, and all. You see these stories a lot. It is the rush of adrenaline of getting caught and the sexual attraction to something that they know they shouldn't have. If that same man was free, single, and clear, he would not be attractive to her. But we may do a part 2 to the jealous Jezebel. I know you hear me say that on all my videos. I'm gonna do a part 2 is because these topics can be quite layered and detailed. So I like to cover all bases. But you guys let me know what you think about this video. Like, comment, subscribe. It's the Date Master.